Friends, I love how the vinyl community sends out that vibe. Maybe you didn't, but I'm going to blame you anyway, and I want to thank you. As you know, Vinyliciousness, Teddy is having a ringware contest, and my initial entry was my can. I had talked about how there was a nice copy available, but it was too expensive. Well, thanks, because the guy brought the price down, and now I have. This is an original with a cut corner. For those that don't know, back in the day when manufacturers would make too many of a record and they would only sell so many by a certain point, they would sell the rest of the stock to wholesalers, and they'd cut the corner or punch a hole or a line in the cover to indicate that it's not new, that it cannot be sold at retail price. So that's the explanation for the cut corner. Look at this. This is this is an original. This is not a reissue. This is an original. And so I was able to replace, and I'm not getting rid of mine, but now I have a nice, almost no ringware copy of the most fantastic Future Days by Ken, which I'm playing in the background. Just had to drop the needle. And we can just look right quick. There it is, playing. I'm going to do a quick vinyl update. I haven't bought much and won't be buying much this month. Isn't that funny? Christmas is coming and I'm out of money. But some other things I've been playing is I pulled this out reading something, and then it prompted me to Ketil Bjornstad. He's a Norwegian pianist composer, and this is his Preludes Volume 2 on Uniton. When I bought this, I did not know who he was. I bought it because of the Uniton label. Fra Lippo Lippi, their first records were on Uniton. Loved that band. As it turns out, this is pretty hard to find, and it's beautiful. It's this beautiful music, somewhere between jazz and classical. And it's just piano solos. Very, very beautiful. Lyrical. And so I just pulled it reading. I said, oh, I think I have some by Mr. Bjornstad. Ketil Bjornstad. Hadn't listened to this in a while. Boy, did this sound good last night. Ange. French progressive band Ange. I believe this is their first album, Caricatures. This is a reissue. I've been kind of boning up on my collection, you know, looking to see what's original and what's not. This is a reissue on Philips. First side of this is just excellent. Just excellent. I would not compare them to Genesis, but if you like Genesis, you'll like Ange. Pull this out because this is the Beat Torture by The Times, Ed Ball. This is on Creation Records, which is partially why I kept the record. I've got a few records by The Times. I was able to pick them up rather cheaply several years ago. And I didn't enjoy this last night, but I'm not selling it yet because it's like there's something enigmatic about the Creation label, and I've just decided I'm not selling my Creation records. If it got on Creation, it got on that label for a reason, and I'll just wait for it to reveal itself to me. Once again, watching videos inspires my listening. Teddy had just showed his recent haul, so I pulled this out. Look at the ringware, folks. Yeah, I'm an old man, and I got an old man's collection. Some of my records are older than some of you people. And so there's the ringware to prove it. But realization, you know, I had to pull it because Teddy was talking about it, and he's right. This is pretty typical. It's not psychedelic. There's a little bit of found sound. The standout track, to me, is Look to Your Soul. That's a great song off of here. And I, too, love the neo-psychedelic sort of flavor of the cover. If I could find this really cheaply in a real nice non-ringware cover, I'd buy it. But not for more than $1. Traffic. I decided to play this. You know, it's like I have these Traffic albums. Do I really like Traffic? Yeah, I do. What I noticed about this one, though, the way it starts, sounds like these guys did a bunch of heroin before they started playing. That's what it sounds like to me. It literally sounds like the band is coming out of its drug stupor and getting into the mode of, oh, we're playing now, I gotta wake up. And the performances just gradually pick up steam. I'm making these comments partially based on my experience as a musician and also as a drug musician. This sounds like a heroin album to me. I pulled this, but I haven't, I started it and then I got distracted. Dan Deacon, SpiderMan of the Rings. I got started on it and then something came up and I'm going to leave it out so I can. Dan Deacon is an interesting cat. I think the best way to see him is live, down in the middle of the audience. But I'm going to leave this out because I don't remember what it sounds like. White vinyl. So yeah, I'm not doing a 30-day vinyl challenge, but just by necessity, I'm not buying hardly anything because, as I said a while back, yeah, I'm pretty broke right now after a couple of big runs. That prog run I just did recently, that wiped me out again. I wasn't expecting that. Pull this, Joy of Life, on the New European Recordings label. There's some kind of connection to the band Death in June here, and there's a similarity in sound. And this is ragged, but compelling. And what I mean by that is, it's like these guys sound like they're not real musicians, but their ideas are really strong. I don't know why I like showing the labels when I think of it. New European Recordings. Death in June is a band that I used to listen to, kind of a goth band, and I kind of lost interest and sold their records because, man, I got a lot of money for those records, and that was years ago. And I remember selling a Death in June 7-inch for $70. Okay, I'm going to mention this right quick, but I'm going to do another video because I want to do a video review on it. This is Noah's Ark Was a Spaceship. This is a Nebraska band. This just came out in 2011. This is their debut album called Hang-a-Fang. And I want to come back and do a video review of this for a couple reasons. First, I'll show this is a beautiful, beautiful orange vinyl, 180 gram. That is my favorite color. Now, these guys are on the label Slumber Party Records, which may still put out the In Dreama album. The whole holdup is that Slumber Party has to work with the band as far as financing. In Dreama has some shows coming up, so we might have the money here pretty soon. But I'm also the other new band that I'm in, which for a minute was called, well, then it was called Working Title, and now we can't call it Working Title because there's a band called Working Title. But the leader of this band is in the new band I'm in, Andrew. The leader of this band is in the new band that I'm in, and really like what we're doing. I really like this too, so I want to give it a nice review. This is a Dutch band, Bazooka. I don't think they were very popular. Stefan73, do you know of this band, Bazooka, led by Theo Hoek, H-O-E-K? This is not rock, but it's kind of goth, but it's really based on Stravinsky themes, and this is really, really good. Had it forever. And just decided to pull it out. I don't know why. It's also on a cool label, the Torso label, out of the Netherlands. So I was listening to this the other night, really enjoying this. Based on the themes of Igor Stravinsky. And then I listened to some Biota. Used to be called the Nemesis. This is Tinct. And I listened to this one about 4 times. This is great. I mean, it almost becomes songs and then it just lapses back into these sound excursions. But this is really neat because even though it's sound experiments, it sounds composed. It's very interesting. If you heard it, you'd know what I mean. It's like it goes from music into sound, back into music. Biota. Wonderful, 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 wonderful sound excursion. I'm going to keep going here because I've been putting my records away, and I said, stop putting them away, right, Dereck? Show people what you're listening to. I listened to this, Chamber of Dreams, Bill Nelson. Back in the day, I really loved Bill Nelson. Unfortunately, Bill Nelson's music has dated badly because of the way that he used electronic percussion, some of the sounds that he kind of jumped on and overused right away. These recordings and ideas unfortunately suffer as a result. They just sound so 80s, really badly dated. I love Bill Nelson, and he has some standout stuff with Bebop Deluxe and some standout solo stuff, but he put out a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, a lot of it just sounds really dated. I'm almost done here. I pulled this out, Presh Worship. This is an original copy. I think there's only 1,000 of these made. An American sort of rhythm-based band. I think this is from the 80s. Something I was reading that prompted me to get this out and play it. Presh Worship. We speak the language of crisis. Pretty tribal, but real cool. Real cool. I don't know how long I've had this, but this is independent release on a small label, and this is it. This is the original copy, and this was a real fun excursion. Like I said, a percussion-based tribal in the feel. Good. And I listened also to One Side of Day of Phoenix. Anybody else have this album or anything by these guys? The album is called Neighbor's Son. This is a reissue, but I couldn't find the number of this reissue. The reissue number I found was for Decca, and this is a subsidiary of Decca, but it's the Chapter 1 label, and this number is not on Discogs. So I'm wondering if this is kind of, even though it's a reissue, if it's kind of rare. Now this, when I played it, it's like, well, this coulda, shoulda been mainstream. It's really, really good and really accessible rock kind of. Who is on here that you've heard of? Is it Tony Reeves? Yeah, Tony Reeves of Coliseum produced this and plays bass on some things. So I'm going to stop there, but I wanted to thank you all for your energy, helping me get a pristine copy of Future Days. Thank you so much. I credit the energy of the vinyl community for having my back on this baby.